spirit. So it matters, no border, no barrier, no country. Spirit is the language of the heart. It is the language of intuition. It is the language of the soul. So when we first started working with Archangel Metatron, it was in 1994 actually. Archangel Metatron came into my reality, and at that young age, I was in a place in my life where I was really distraught, and Archangel Metatron literally brought me back through the veil. I had tried to leave the planet more than one time under very stressful circumstances, being a young or angelic, what we would call an earth angel, and I believe there are people that are born with a different sensitivity. The way that Archangel Metatron has described it to me is that about 90% of the children that are born from 1980 and later are either a starseed or an earth angel or a fully embodied incarnate master. The reason for that is because Mother Earth was dying and we needed more angelic energy onto the planet to literally save the planet. And Mother Earth is still calling us in. So if you are a parent right now of a young child, you will often see they have extra sensory abilities. It's very natural for them. So I was one of those children. And in 1994, he literally took my hand and brought me back through the veil. Okay, and so tonight, and hi everyone on Instagram. So we're joining, you guys are joining us here. We're at a live presentation. So I wanted to show the beautiful way that technology can bring all of us together. So that would be my brief introduction. And I guess in about 30, I decided I wanted to do this professionally. I wanted to take Metatron around. Right now, it's just been in the U.S. I've lived in places such as Las Vegas, Sedona, Fort Worth, Houston, Boca Raton, Philadelphia, and Spirit has just been moving me around to different points on the map to where light is needed, where this work is needed. Because if you look at Mother Earth as a live being, because she is, when she is requesting or requiring certain amounts of energy or light or angelic frequency, she will literally call her children and get them to move on the planet. So if you've noticed, maybe you've moved a lot this lifetime, or you've stayed in one certain place, because literally those energies that your being is vibrating at is going to, much like a tuning fork, or he's showing me like an acupuncture point into the ground of Mother Earth, so that your frequency attunes to that area and you can bring it up to a higher dimension. So I really applaud this organization being around for so long, because I knew it was around since the 70s, but what Gary was saying was 1968, where this was a space intentionalized with crystals and grids, and this is like really before it became trendy and popular. And I say I'm actually really grateful it's trendy and popular right now, because it has given us such a broad spectrum to where I can be online right now. I'm talking to everyone on the online world, and we're here and we're talking live to you. And then all of us coming together with the intention of healing, the intention of being, and the intention of making this place, making Earth a better place to be. I believe in my heart that we do this work not as ego, but as learning, as experiencing, as knowing, and providing a safe place for psychics, mediums, channels, mystics, anyone that's having the veils ripped off. That's how Metatron describes it to me. Anyone that's going through that process, or just wondering, the sensitivity level, maybe your clairsentient gifts have come forward, maybe you've been seeing spirits, whatever it is, that you could have a safe place and just be that, and allow that energy to really cultivate within you and to talk freely about it. I know that he has a lot to talk about, so I can't go in the trance yet, so we're going to go into trance in the second half of the show, so I'd really like for you guys to stay here after the break. So the first thing he wanted me to do was go into a meditation. So what I'm going to be doing is a Metatron infused meditation. It will bring in the energetic of Metatron and the energy that he works with. He's a fiery angel. He's a physical angel. This is why I go into trance. It's a physical way of expressing his energy and allowing it to come through my body, and I'll talk about that later. So we'll go into that. If people are unfamiliar with who he is or what he is about, I will talk about that after we come out of meditation. So basically what we're going to be working with is Metatron's cube. And if you again don't know what that looks like, it is two, I want to say, two opposing triangles interlocked. So if you can see, the first triangle is pointing up into the divine, if we would say that. And then the second triangle is interlocked, almost like the Star of David, and going down into the physical dimension. So the way that Metatron explains it to me is that we are literally meeting heaven to earth. You're literally bringing in the etherics into physical nature. When you start to activate these different points within the body, you're vibrating at the same level of creation. You're having the same cosmic energy pulse through you, which is our inherent natural gift, by the way. You are all naturally able to do this. Human beings are all naturally gifted. Somebody may be presenting one set of gifts to another, and in varying levels. But, and I will also talk about that later too, about what we can do to keep these gifts and aligned with us. So with the meditation right now, I'll just take you through, it'll be about 5 minutes, so nothing too crazy, but I just want to set the tone. So if you guys would just close your eyes, find a comfortable space in your chair, please. And just beginning to relax in the body. Finding soft breath within yourself. Allowing the energy to get increase and decrease with every breath. Allowing the energy to fall right within your heart. Taking big, deep breaths out of your heart center. Allowing the energy to expand in front of the body and behind the body. Knowing with each breath, you are doing this perfect. There's no right or wrong way. All that is required from you is to breathe. Allowing your energy to be comfortable within the body. You may notice that you either feel smaller than normal or much larger than normal. All I would like you to do is just focus on your breath and your energy field. With each breath, I want you to focus on moving up to the top of your head, then down to the bottom of your feet. Allowing the energy to rise, allowing the energy to fall. With each breath, get curious about your being. Is it comfortable there? Do I feel safe? Do I feel nurtured? Every breath, allowing the energy to just rise and fall. Now, with supreme focus, I'd like you to call attention to the middle of your forehead. I'd like you to focus beautiful, swirling energy inside of your forehead. This would be a beautiful cone of energy going from the front of your forehead to the back. As Archangel Metatron comes in, he's going to place his hands above your head. You will be working with the synapses of your brain, the left, right hemispheres, your third eye, your brain stem, the cerebral cortex, allowing this energy to permeate through your skull. In our body, we have 72,000 psychic centers, 72,000 ways that spirit can talk to us. I'd like you to allow this energy to be a color, whatever color that is for you, be it purple, blue, white, violet, allowing the energy to just move through your brain. I'd like you now to go about 5 feet above your head. 5 feet above your crown, into the ethers, into the space. Above here is the star chakra. It is your connection from heaven to earth. You can see it, it's a beautiful star, glistening, or you can see it as a portal of energy from one doorway onto the other. Allow yourself to get curious about this space, what it feels like, what it looks like. With your mind's eye, I would like you to start drawing that figure that I had mentioned earlier. We have the 2 triangles. One is upward, the other descending, interlocking like a star. On the ascending, that is your connection to the divine, whatever it is. On the descending, that is the divine's connection to you. Even the divine does not like to be called the you connect with. Now I'd like you to picture the most beautiful, brilliant light, a ball of light, at every corner of this star. These are the spheres of the universe, your intergalactic connection to our star brothers and sisters, to spirit, to our planet, and to you. There are 13 in total. No need to get it right, just place intention there. Should be feeling yourself vibrating, fiery, even a bit of anxiety or dizziness. This is vibration coming in from the etheric nature of God onto you, this beautiful being you are. At any point, you may return to this beautiful star, this connection that you have made. It is personal to you. It's available to give and receive energy at any time. Now I'd like you to take this energy now, drop it back down the 5-foot corridor or portal that we have created. As it's getting closer to your crown, allow it to wash over your body, creating an energy stamp within you, over your neck, shoulders, chest, solar plexus, navel, roots, into your feet. Place your hands over your heart. Send energy to yourself. You are perfect. You are whole. You are the divine. All right, you can open your eyes. Yay! All right, so I felt that. Yeah, energy is really all we have. Metatron always explains that to me. That was probably lesson day 1, is energy will get you further than anything else really in this world. You know, if the energy is not flowing within your body, within your heart, within your mind, that will be cause for other things to go wrong, be it mental health, disease, illness. It starts in the auric field first. It starts out here, outside the body, as a vibration, as an energy. And as we get weak or tired or angry or any of these emotions we have here on Earth, it starts working its way closer into our field, and then ultimately it's in our body. So energy, vibration, sound, frequency, these are the things that the universe is made up of. So if you want to change, that's why some of our great masters on Earth, they've always talked about, if you want to change Earth, you have to change within first. Your vibration has to change first, and then you can go out into the world and touch other people. If you're not able to really change what's within, the energy that you're giving out will be short-sighted. It won't last. So meditations are fun, rituals are fun, ceremony. I've studied with all different types of people. I've studied with Buddhist monks, I've studied with the yogis, I've studied with the Native Americans, Krishna, Christians, Judaism, Islam. I've walked into many church, mosques, temples throughout my short life here on Earth so far. I started at a very, very young age, and it was because my life was in dire straits. And like I had said before, most of the children that are on the planet now from 1980 on are star children. They are archangels. They're not to say that they weren't born prior to that. Absolutely they were. There was just an influx. So what happened to me is that Earth was kind of a dense environment for me. Sorry, it was. We had moved away from really being in tune with our nature, and we've moved into more of this chaos in the industry, and lies and things were happening, you know. And that's not to say, you know, we've survived religious wars, we've survived, you know, condemnation of our nation. We've survived a lot, and by the time that 1980 rolled around, it wasn't getting any better. So I'm going to take this pretty far out, and I'm hoping you guys are really going to enjoy this. So I'm being bad to tell you that there are many lives you're going to live in this reality. The reality that we're currently in right now is called Planet Earth. It's a school. You've come here to the school called Planet Earth. You will learn about yourself. You will learn about karma. You will learn about love. You'll learn all this juicy information. And what you're going to do is that you're going to take that information. You're going to go back to your soul groups, star councils, people that are going to either debrief you, such as spirit guides, move you into the next life, because we have a life between lives, we have multiple lives happening at the same time, we have multiple realities happening at the same time. When I go into trance, what I'm seeing is a multiple reality timeline for each person. So that's why questions are very important, because Metatron wants to know, what reality do you want to connect with during this lifetime? We have been taught to look at time as though it's linear, and although things happen in a sequential order, time's really a sphere. Most physicists will confirm this. Most people of science nature, my boyfriend who is a scientist, he has the vocabulary for it. I can just tell you what I see in spirit, what I feel and experience here on Earth. So as we're doing this as a collective, and if you're here in this room tonight, that's because you're really intrigued by these things, spirit and science and spirituality really meeting and making sense and kind of unlocking or decoding the universe. That's what Metatron's about. Metatron is also, he is the record of deeds or good deeds done on this earth. He's also the keeper of the Akashic records. He is all of this because his energy interlocks the universal sphere. So we're talking about planet Earth, we're talking about other planets, star systems, races, ETs, spirits, beings that are, hopefully most of you have seen, experienced, felt on some form or another. And what we're going to witness tonight is spirit coming in, and I will be channeling and going into this space of expression of more of my spirit, more of my soul. Your soul is just not kept in the body. There's a spark of life that we call the soul, the spirit inside of you. As I go up into this space, I'm expanding more into my soul. It's more of who I am. Then Metatron comes down to come in almost like a suit, to like a mechanical, we make fun, I call it like a fat suit, not saying that I'm fat, it's just that he's in like, when he's inside me, he's like trying to figure out, for the longest, they were trying to figure out how to move me and stuff like that, because in angelic, they are, if you could see the archangels are larger than the planet. That is how big they are. Archangel Metatron specifically has been around since the dawning of time on this planet, okay? So if we're talking about creation, we're talking about time. Archangel Metatron has sent a piece of him, also known as Enoch. If you guys are into the Old Testament, different religious, he's also in the Book of Jubilees. He incarnated as Thoth or Thoth, the Egyptian scribe. He's incarnated a lot because he needed to get these sort of hooks in the ground and wanted to know what Earth was about. We've created this planet with our star brothers and sisters. We've allowed this planet to work cohesively, and as a good plan, what happens is sometimes things, maybe you need an adjustment, I'll just say that. You'll need an adjustment because you're inviting other people, other energies into the planet. I'm just going to go off, this is what I'm getting. So to bring it back to gifts, spiritual gifts, because if you're human, you are gifted. Okay, so let me just say that. If you are human, you are gifted. Human beings, like he said, 72,000 psychic centers within the the body. This is why I studied yoga, because I knew yoga has allowed me to become who I am. Because in yoga, I am put together mentally, spiritually, and physically, can actually have a clear thought. Because you are a multidimensional being and you're experiencing life on all these different levels of, what's the word, you're being anesthetized at one point, you're being slowed down by chemicals you eat, cars, smog, cities, living environments, stuff like that, GMOs. And then there's other times that you're being enlightened and awakened to another reality that you understand is here because you feel it. You feel your neighbor's pain. You feel your children's wanting. You feel that Mother Earth needs you. You feel that life on Earth is, there's got to be something more. That's what I'm hearing. There's got to be something more. Are you guys okay back then? You're good. Okay. So, as we are understanding that there's got to be something more, there's this something more that's inside of you that starts to wake up. So then you go searching. You're searching, like you're here tonight. You want to hear what this angel has to say. Maybe you want to hear what I have to say. And how does this happen? So as you are wakening up into your own divinity, that's really what it is. You're waking up into your own divinity. You're waking up to your own consciousness. You're waking up to your creation, how you can truly function here on planet the time that you have. So let's get back to the school called Planet Earth. So you may be here for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 or 100, 150 years. During that time, your path, so to speak, or your reasoning for being here will be about love. It will be about the many layers of love. It will be about forgiveness. It will be about love. It will be about how can I love more? How can I express myself more? It will be about, well, that really hurt me, but I don't want to hold on to this anger and resentment, so I'm going to learn how to give that away or give it to God or work on myself so that I'm not carrying these vibrations within me. Because when I'm carrying these vibrations within me, I realize that I become slower. My life doesn't really manifest the way that I want. My life doesn't really function in the way that I'm able to create. Metatron is very much about creation. So as I'm talking to you, he's giving me clues. That's another way that I stream his energy.